Hi guys, welcome to episode 16 of Game Chat. I'm Chris, and with me today we have Kate.
Hi.
And today it's going to be a little bit different because we haven't done it in a while and we've played a bunch of games. So we're going to skip the news because really there's nothing happening.
Nintendo are releasing a Circle.
That's pretty much all it is. Wii Fit Circle.
Yeah.
And yeah. Nintendo are being weird again. If you're interested in fitness.
It's pretty cool, to be fair. It is cool. We jest, but it is pretty cool. I like the idea of it. I wouldn't
I'm not gonna
play
buy
one myself, but if you're into that kind of stuff, if you enjoyed the Wii,
enjoyed the Wii Fit,
yeah,
give it a go.
Interesting concept.
Nintendo are strange people. They do weird stuff. I mean, first they're doing fucking
Works.
VR out of cardboard. Now they're doing fucking fitness circles. I don't fucking know. What's next? What is next?
And there's one, isn't there a band that goes around your leg as well?
Oh yeah.
There's a circle you hold in your hand.
That's the thing that takes your blood pressure or your shit like that. It's very weird.
Anyway.
But Nintendo will be Nintendo. But yeah, it's because there's nothing happening. We're just going to go on to... First of all, we've been to Insomnia in Birmingham.
Insomnia
about
65?
a few weeks back now. Yeah, 65. A few weeks back now. We played a few things there, not that much, because really we only went for the Ubisoft experience.
Which was amazing.
In our Division cosplay, which was great. We got to meet all the Division developers.
It was definitely worth paying just to get to the Ubisoft experience.
Yeah. Yeah, very true. Talk to all the developers, listening to some panels and doing Just Dance, which Kate loved.
I watched so much Just Dance because there wasn't really much for me to do on the actual Insomnia show floor. So I just sat on a beanbag to drink my drink and have a chill. And
A beanbag? A beanie bag?
That's a beanbag.
Yeah,
on a beanbag. And the Just Dance stage started. And I just spent 2 hours sitting there just watching people play Just Dance. And the panda was there.
There were some people that
the
were going
panda
for
was
it.
there, which is amazing.
Oh, we got a photo with the panda.
The panda
Check out my Instagram for that photo.
It was very good. I enjoyed it. I kind of want it now that I've watched that. But anyway.
I kind of do, but secretly. Not secret now.
Not now.
Damn. So one of the games we first played was an indie game, and it was called Paper Pirates, and this was from Iteration Games. There was a few guys there.
It was good. I liked it. I thought it was pretty fun. It's like the VR game with the werewolves, sort of.
Werewolves have been.
I don't know.
Or the Witches one that you play as a board game.
Yeah. That's how I know it better.
I
wasn't quite sure what
I know it as Werewolves have been from Ubisoft.
So you're a crew, and you play on your phones like you do with Jackbox, and there'll be a ghost pirate amongst the crew, and if you're that ghost pirate, you've got to get the ship to sink. If you're the normal pirates, you've got to get to land so you can save the treasure. And it's the captain will give a command, and then you choose to follow the command or ignore the command. The captain has a choice of giving a real command or a fake command, and you kind of got to go through and guess who the ghost pirate is. And someone gets thrown overboard. Everyone votes to give him the black spot.
I got thrown overboard straight away when I was a captain.
I'm the captain now.
Yeah,
it was pretty fun. It was pretty cute. The animation was cool. You could customise little pirates. It's a good party game, I feel. When you play it with people that you know, I feel like it'd be a lot better.
People that you play Jackbox with, if you play this kind of game with, it's pretty fun. And screwing over your friends is always fun in games.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I liked it. It was cool. It was one. I played a few of the indie games, but that was the one I liked.
One that stood out.
Yeah.
Cool. Other than indie. I played Iron Man VR, which I'm excited for, and I've been excited for ages, so I thought I'd jump in and give that a go. Very good. You feel very much like Iron Man.
Badass.
You do feel like a badass. And you actually how you would imagine Iron Man flies, with his hands at different angles and stuff. You do those angles to fly as in the VR, and it's very responsive, but sometimes too responsive because you do the wrong hand movement and you get slamming into a cliff like I did several times. But the only issue I had was not knowing how to turn, but I think that's more of the fact that it was a demo in a convention that I wasn't
paying attention.
not necessarily paying attention, I just couldn't hear very well. So, like, I must have missed when it told me how to turn. But I asked the guy who was on the thing, and he was like, just turn. I'm like, well, that doesn't work with PSVR. So
No,
I
it
feel
doesn't.
like he didn't know what he was talking about. But, no, but
Because if you
turn.
let's explain that, because you're just like, he's wrong. No, like,
It is.
if you turn and the camera can't see
The lights
the
on the front.
lights, it stops working.
Yeah.
So just turning your whole body around is not going to work.
It works to a certain extent. Like, you can go sideways, but you can't turn it all the way around.
Yeah. If the camera cannot see the lights on the end of the moves, it stops working.
Yeah.
So there must be something more to the turn.
Yeah. I reckon there's like a
button that you click.
button that you can click that just maybe turns,
So
like,
just like spins you around.
snaps around or something. Yeah. But you point your hands like with the controllers to shoot. Really, really good, really responsive. The flying's just the best bit about it, which you expect in an Iron Man game. Really, it was cool going under, like, because where I was if you've seen the MCU movies, you know Tony Stark's massive mansion that gets blown up in
It's on the side of the
Iron Man
cliff.
3, the one
It's
on
in
the side
2,
of the
isn't
cliff.
it?
2 or 3, it gets blown up in 3 because the Mandarin comes with his helicopters.
Yeah, but that house features
It's from
heavily
1
in
to
2, isn't it?
1 to 3.
That's where it has that party where
Yeah,
it's like squishing
yeah,
the watermelons. Yeah.
But there's one on the edge of the cliff, and you're flying out past the cliff, obviously
Over the water.
and there's like cliff arches and stuff, and you're going through them and stuff.
And Pepper
through
talks, doesn't she?
Caves and stuff. Yeah, she does. She,
Who's your... Is it
she's
Jarvis or is it Friday in the suit?
It's a woman. I think it's Friday.
Did she have the accent?
I like because it's not the exact same as the MCU. Just like obviously it's not Robert Downey Jr. voicing Tony Stark. However, he does sound very much like you'd imagine Tony Stark to be, which is the voice acting was very good. And
Maybe it's the people who do all the Legos and the cartoons.
I think it's not Nolan North, who's Iron Man in the Avengers game, which was interesting. I was like, so does that mean it's not in the same universe? Who knows?
Who knows?
But no, it's very good.
The thing with VR experiences though is they tend to just be like their own thing.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't put money on it being connected.
If it's got a story, maybe, you never know. I
Maybe.
mean, maybe you can stick it in there. It doesn't really matter if it's the same voice actor necessarily, because everyone who's trying to be Iron Man tends to sound the same. But from what I play, it's like a training exercise I was doing in the suit. It's like a new suit or something, and you've got when you put it on, like when the game starts, you get the whole interface that you see him getting like in the MCU, and it looks really cool. You can see all your stats and stuff, and it's really good, and it's really, you feel like Iron Man. That's the biggest praise I can give it, because that's
makes you feel like a badass.
You feel like a badass, and VR is the perfect game to really make you feel like Iron Man, I suppose. It's a perfect platform, so it works, and I'm looking forward to it coming out. Still don't have a date. There's a state of play coming next week, apparently. Well, it'll be this week by the time this comes out. So maybe we'll get a release date then.
Maybe.
You never know, but it's supposed to come out this year. We ain't got long left.
No, that's true.
So I'm looking forward to getting.
It looked very, very polished though.
Well, you say that, it crashed the first time I loaded it, got 99%, and then it crashed. But he said it was an early alpha build I was playing, so.
The guy said to me it's because how they have the PlayStations sealed away for the convention. There's no air that can get to the PlayStations. And they've been running for like 4 days. There's no aircon because they have all the aircon in the one room where everyone takes their PC. He said it's the setup that's killing the PlayStations there.
Right. That makes sense though. I mean, it was hot in there as it was.
Because they're all locked away, so obviously no one can steal them. So they can't even air them.
Yeah. The electricity bill from that place must be crazy.
And that was just the Borderlands part. There was Borderlands 3 there and we did want to play it, but we didn't want to like spend like 6 hours in the queue when the game was coming out.
We're only there for like, well, we ended up being there for 2 days, but still like, a lot of the stuff like Pokemon was there, and Luigi's Mansion and all that.
Link's Awakening, Luigi's Mansion. But because there wasn't that many games on show, the queues were huge because everyone was just trying to get.
And with the Nintendo game, there was like 4 screens.
There wasn't many at all.
And it's like you're going to be in the queue for hours, and we didn't have that much time, so we kind of like prioritise what we wanted to play.
The Ubisoft experience opened at 2:00, and that's what we came for. So
we managed to get in the queue for Medieval, just because the queue wasn't that big, to be fair.
No.
But I like this little setup they had. They had like a little haunted house kind of thing, little castle. Was it a castle?
Yeah.
Little haunted castle. I don't know. With skulls all around and great graves and stuff. And you had to go up the stairs to go into like the area to play the game.
I've never played this game before.
Neither have I.
So I didn't really know what was going on.
It's one of those where they made Crash, they made Spyro, they thought, oh, what's next? What's next that people like? Medieval, I guess. Like, to me, I don't think anyone's clamouring for a Medieval remake. I know Nathan is.
It was fun, like, when you sit down to play it, if you're old like us, it really does feel like a PlayStation 2 game.
It feels like a PlayStation 2 game, but in a good way. Like, it feels
nostalgic.
Like a modernised PlayStation 2 game in terms of, not like Resident Evil 2 remake or anything like that. Nothing quite as good as that, but like, it's more polished of what you know from back in the day.
How all games used to work back in the day like that.
It's a third person action adventure, I guess. It's like you're going around with a big sword.
You're a
skeleton dude.
You've been brought back from the dead.
Yeah, you're going around slashing zombies.
Yeah.
Collecting.
And it does that thing like when sometimes you have to kill so many people. You have to collect things to move to the next place. That's very old school now compared to what games are like now,
So like you come to some bits where there's like green hands, and you have to go find the green orb to put in the green hand to open the door. That very old style, like unlocking of doors, areas and stuff like that, I think.
Yeah.
Like
cool.
it gives you the nostalgia hit of back in the day.
Yeah, definitely. If you're old like us.
And I think the timing that it's coming out, it's quite good because it's coming out mid-October, around Halloween as well.
Everybody.
I feel like it could be a Halloween game that people might want to jump into, so be interesting.
If you want that action adventure playing as a skeleton to get yourself spooked up on Halloween going,
well, not spooked, but like it's got that spooky little element going on.
Well, just because it's got a skeleton.
It's got skeletons, it's got zombies, it's got ghouls, like, you know. No. For kids in Halloween,
that's not
maybe.
spooky enough for
no, it's no horror. It's no horror, but it's like it's got that spooky vibe going on. Not scary vibe, spooky vibe.
Okay.
You just want a good time, not like you don't want to shit in your pants. But yeah, I don't know if I'll play it. I might give it a go. It's cheaper later on. It's coming out like 30 quid like all the other remakes.
Is it coming out on Xbox?
No, it's PlayStation exclusive. Because it always had been.
Like
it's an PlayStation owned property.
That's going to be one of those games though, in like a few months they'll give it to you on the
PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
Maybe. I feel like what they do with it is like they're bringing it out, seeing if there's actually a want for it.
And then making a new one.
And then maybe making a new one. Like they did with Crash and Spyro, and there's already rumours that they're making new ones of those. So
I'm not one for Crash, but I'd definitely play a new Spyro.
Yeah. So we'll see. Maybe Medieval.
In my house we stand Spyro.
But like
in your house you stand Crash.
Saying that, I've got Spyro, statues and Crash. I love them both. But we say that like we didn't really play Medieval. Nathan's the only person we really know who did.
I didn't even know what it was until we played it, so I'm not gonna lie.
Maybe it's one of those that's got a really cult following, and it does well. It
was pretty fun. I enjoyed what I played.
It wasn't bad at all. It's
pretty good.
Played well. I enjoyed myself. That's all I can really say about it. Like I didn't have the nostalgia to kind of judge it against what it used to be. So, but yeah, I also in Insomnia I also played Control, but I've also since then played the whole game. So I'm going to move on and talk about the whole game. I absolutely love Control. It's like one of my favourite games of the year. I think the world of Control is really interesting. For those that don't know, you're playing as a woman called Jessie Faden. She goes into this like building that's like the Bureau of Control, like a super secret like government agency building where they're like hiding all like the supernatural stuff. Okay. Less ghosts and ghouls, more weird objects, weird entities kind of thing, but nothing. You're not finding a werewolf or a vampire. You know what I mean?
Alternate reality kind of thing.
Yeah,
rather than monsters.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you go in. You're looking for a family member. I'm not going to say what because it's spoilers. It's quite key to the story. But you're looking for a family member. You're looking for answers to where that person's been and what's going on, and you go in there. Very early in the game, you become the director of
That
the
was
bureau,
very, very fast.
and
That escalated very quickly in the story.
it feels like you're brought there for a reason. Like at the start, like you're
the will of the force,
so to speak. Yeah, there is another.
It's the force. You feel that? It's the force.
It's hard to give away without giving away spoilers, but there's another. You do find this out early in the game.
No,
Jessie isn't.
No.
She's.
See, the fact that you had to defend yourself before you said that means that what you're about to say is
She's not all that she seems. She's not just a normal person.
Okay.
Which is not many people in this game are. But you go in and you find that the director's, from what it looks like, he's shot himself. This is like the first 10 minutes of the game, so this is okay. And basically, the only reason I'm saying this is because you inherit his gun, which makes you the director, but this gun can only be held and used by special people.
Mm-hmm.
That's why only special people can become the director of the bureau. That's why she can have all these special powers and stuff. So this gun, it's one gun. You only get one gun throughout the game, but this gun can transform into many different guns. So it can be. It starts off as a pistol. It can be a shotgun, which is called Shatter or something, and you can change. And it alters its like dimensions in your hand.
Oh.
And you never have to reload either.
Weird.
But it can overheat. But it can be a shotgun. It can be like a machine gun pistol. It can be a sniper rifle. Anything. I mean, I only use two. I use Shatter and the main one, the pistol. So I use pistol and shotgun because that was the only one that I really felt needed for me and my play style.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool though that you can do that.
Yeah, you quickly find out that you've got to help the people that, because it's been invaded by the Hiss, which are kind of like a alien / other dimension force. But they've basically taken over many of the inhabitants of the bureau. Some people are just floating up in the sky, repeat like it's like like radio antennas repeating this like message, and you have no idea what's going on, and you're like, what's going on? And you try shooting them.
You have no idea what's going on, and you're like,
what's going on?
You're
just like really confused. And then you slowly find out more about what's happened and how things have become how they are. But basically, the enemies of this game are inhabited
humans,
like the security guards, soldiers. But there's like many different variations of what the Hiss have done to them. So there's normal like cannon fodder, shooty bam bam people. There's people that can float and use telekinetic powers, throwing rocks at you and stuff. There's
that new guy in Overwatch, his name I can't remember. Sigma, yeah.
There's invisible ones. There's everything. There's a wide variety, and you start off and you're like, oh, these are easy people to kill, but like some of them get there's some crazy shit going on. However, to combat all those weird powers that they have, you also get weird powers. You get these through finding altered objects. For example, very early on, you find one that allows you, I won't say what it is, but you find one that allows you to basically like zip, like I can't have the word, like you have a speed like boost, you just like
Quicksilver.
Sort of, but it's like a very one kind of like movement.
If Tracer actually ran,
like Tracer. Yeah.
Because everyone says that. Everyone's like, Tracer runs so fast. Like, she doesn't run. She teleports.
Yeah. Sort of like that, but it's running instead.
Yeah.
And you can get one where you can levitate objects and throw them at people. Where you can levitate yourself eventually.
That's pretty cool.
And it's one of those games where as you build up your powers by finding these altered objects, which to be fair, some of them you don't have to find, and you can not have this power throughout the whole game. You do get to some points where you're like, well, you need the power, so you got to go find it.
Yeah.
But some points, I feel like you don't need it. But I've literally, it's one of those games, because I loved it and I loved all the lore and stuff. I was like, I'm going to do every single fucking side mission before
Is there a way to track the object so you know if you're missing any?
They're part of side missions to find them, because they've gone missing.
Okay,
or some of them you will just find at the start.
No, but so like if you complete every side mission, you will never miss an object.
As far as I know, yeah, because I haven't missed one.
Okay.
I haven't unlocked all the different powers.
Fair enough.
But yeah, these powers you can upgrade. So, but you don't necessarily, unless even if you do everything, you don't necessarily get enough points to unlock everything.
I hate that. I hate that in games.
But saying that, I'm like
so I got trust issues.
I'm 2 points away. So there is missions that come up throughout the game where they're just time missions where they just come up like there's a load of hits here, go kill them.
Okay.
But these are meant to be end game stuff, but then you can do them in the middle of the game, which is I did, which is how I got the majority of stuff apart from 2, because they will still level you up as well, and you find all like upgrades for your guns, mods for yourself to give you, say you gain better health when you kill enemies, or
that's pretty cool.
You take less damage when you're low on health or something like that, or you do more damage, stuff like that. You can alternate what you need for certain situations. The lore in this game is ridiculous. Like the amount of like audio logs and like memos and stuff you find and you want to read them all because they're really good.
Is it spoilers to say what other games it's connected to?
Even saying that, I would say it would be a spoiler, but
oh wow.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of Remedy's games. They're in the same universe. I won't say which one. You can probably work it out, like going through their games, but you can tell when you're playing the game. They're very similar style of tech and everything that's going on. But the characters in the game that you meet, they're pretty cool. Graphics wise, the game's really good.
See, now, when you first showed this game to me, you were like, this game looks so cool. And you showed me the trailer, I remember saying to you, this looks like a PlayStation 2 game. Like, it looks so basic, it looks so rubbish. I don't think this game was, like, marketed very well, because every time I saw something for it, I was like, that looks trash. Then I saw, like, you play bits of it, and it did look very good, so I don't think it was shown in its best light.
The way it was marketed as a horror game.
That's another thing. The first trailer I saw, I thought, oh, that looks pretty scary, and then as they started showing more and more, it just looked like a shooter. And I said that to you, didn't I? Like, I thought it was going to be scary.
It's not scary, but it's always got that weird vibe when you're going through where you're being watched.
Eerie.
Or it's very eerie, very weird, very strange. Like that's the kind of worlds that Remedy love doing, but like it's not normal. And you're going through and there is some things that are a bit not jump scary, but they cut you out a bit and stuff going on. And it turns out just to be like this really mundane object that just happens to be
spooky.
A spooky object. It's really like technically this game is crazy. Like you can tell it's pushing the consoles to their limit.
Oh, that's a high praise indeed.
With everything with the physics that's going on, because you can pick up anything.
Really?
And I mean anything. Like you can pick up a whole fucking desk and just throw it at someone.
Can you pick up NPCs?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
If they're low, there's a thing that you can unlock. If they're low on health, you can just pick them up and throw them at someone. You can pick up their dead bodies and throw at them.
Wow.
Anything basically, and because you're doing a lot of it in mundane looking offices, you're picking stuff like desks up, and all the papers are coming out and flying everywhere. Cool. And there's a lot going on the screen. And the reason I say it's pushing the PlayStation and everything to its limit, especially consoles, is sometimes the frame rate dips because of this, because it's like even on the Pro, I play it on the Xbox One X, but even on the Pro as well, like struggling with the high end consoles. I dread to think how it performs
on a normal PlayStation.
On a normal, even the normal Xbox, the old Xbox. I can't imagine it runs very well on that.
I might play it, and I've only got an Xbox One.
Good luck.
So I'll
to be fair,
if I play it, I'll report back how terrible it is.
To be fair, they have said they're working on it patch-wise to try and improve this kind of thing.
Yeah, but they can't improve on hardware.
To be fair, but they can limit down the physics so that it can deal with it a lot more. To be fair, it didn't bother me that much. Like, it very rarely did it for me.
Is there loading screens in this game?
Yes.
Oh, is there?
Yes, and they're not long. You very rarely get them, to be fair.
I was going to say, I never noticed you in a loading screen.
There wasn't many.
And I just wondered if it was one of those games where,
it's always seamless.
Well, like, no, do you know, like, when they're like, there's no loading screens in this game, and then, like, there's something that is a loading screen disguised as something else. Like, God of War is sitting in the boat. Mass Effect, it was standing in the lift talking.
Yeah.
And although they're not, like, just staring at
there is a lift.
Technically.
There is one lift that goes to...
there are loading screens.
Goes to different areas that's...
A
like
loading screen. Did you talk to yourself in the lift?
No, you do talk to yourself a lot, though. That's part of the reason in the game. Like, I'm not going to go into that, but you do talk to yourself a lot. It's very much, it reminded me of Batman when he's like, I need to do this.
Oh, God, that's why I couldn't play them games.
Rather than that, it's more her going, like, giving her inner thoughts about what's going on and stuff. I forgot. Physics game. Like, the one thing that bothered me, like, performance-wise, was... when you pause the game, and I mean pause, not going to the map or anything like that, that's a different menu. You actually press what is now the options button on the PlayStation or the start button. You go into the pause menu.
The 3 lines.
Yeah, on Xbox, yeah.
Whatever it's
called. You go out of it.
The 3 lines and the windows, the 2 windows.
You go out of it and it jitters. It's like the game's catching up for like 3 seconds. Yeah. It's completely fine every single time. It's completely fine after that. Like, you can go and run and do everything else until you pause the game again. But every time you come out of it, it's just like like trying to catch up. And if you pause in the middle of the fight, sometimes that can fuck you up big time.
Yeah, jeez.
So don't pause the game.
Don't pause in a fight then, guys.
However, you can go into the map and stuff and it's fine. But I feel like that pauses the game also. I think. I never went into a map when I was in a battle. So I didn't really know whether it did or not. But that was the only real issue I had performance-wise, majorly. Sometimes it dipped every now and then, but it was for like a second, so it didn't really bother me that much. I hear it's much better on PC, and Corey and Jamie who played this both didn't have any of these problems, but they have beastie PC, that's probably why. And on PC you've got the one of the first uses, one of the first regular uses of ray tracing, which is the new big thing coming with the new consoles. So it looks beautiful on PC apparently.
What is this? Explain.
I don't know.
Explain.
It's something to do with the lighting.
Oh, okay.
If you want to know, ask Corey or Jamie, they'll know.
Okay. I'll text them.
It's very complicated, but like it looks really good.
Maybe I won't text them then. Maybe I'll wait till I'm in a room with them so they can
I've seen it and it looks really good. It's something to do with the lighting as far as I know. But even still, like, this game looks beautiful on the Xbox One X, which was I played it on. And that's the best performance you're going to get out of it on a console. And it didn't perform badly. Have a few issues with the game, which, apart from that, which one of them is... it's like,
I love this game, it's not
the thing is, like,
but...
I'm always going to have a few issues with some games. There's never a game that's perfect.
There is. Resident Evil 4.
That's your opinion! But it does... You were saying earlier it looked like a PS2 game. Sometimes it does feel like a PS2 game. Like, the fact...
Basic.
Not even basic, it's more the checkpoint system. There's literally places called checkpoints. Now, they are called out in the lore as well, but like, you can basically, dehissify, is what I call it. It's not the actual name. But because the area is controlled by the hiss, like, you dehissify it and all the buildings would move back to normal and everything's normal and fine.
So it's a safe room, essentially.
Yeah, basically. Where you can change your outfits, you can change your...
Oh, so it's like Persona.
You can change your weapons, like, all that jazz. And then fast travel to these from different control points. But if you're doing, say, a boss battle, and there's one boss battle that I got to where it's like it's 3 waves. I get to the 3rd wave and I die. I have to go... I don't just go back to the 1st wave.
You gotta go to the checkpoint.
It goes back to the checkpoint, and then I have to walk all the way to the 1st wave. And then, you know, when you've got to the point where I've done the 1st wave.
World problems,
yeah. You get to the point where you're like, I've done the 1st wave, this was easy, and then you're rushing it. And then you die in the 1st wave again, and you go back to the checkpoint, and you're just like, for fuck's sake. However, when I got to this point in the game, I realised this was near the end of the game, like basically the last mission, and I was very under-leveled. Like, I decided not to do a bunch of side missions, I just wanted to get the game done. And I was like, you know what? I was like, I think I need to go and level up, because I'm getting smashed here. So I went and done that. That's why I think, another bit of praise for the game, it does well at telling you without actually telling you. I'd letting you know that you need to go fucking level up.
Yeah.
So I went and did a load of side missions, and then came back and I was fine. But it's interesting that it doesn't necessarily tell you there's going to be side missions somewhere. Like the janitor's office is a character, and he's an important character. But like he has his office, his notice board's got little jobs that he gives you.
That's cute.
But it doesn't tell you necessarily all very well, in my opinion, that there's jobs there later on as well. So I ended up going back to there just to see. And there was like 5 jobs on the board. I was like, oh well, there's my side missions.
Yeah.
So I leveled up and went back and I was fine. There's one bit in this game which I was like, this is fucking badass. Like, this is one of the best moments in video games I've ever had. And I'm not going to tell you what it's going to ruin it, but like, it's where she's like, let's fucking go. Like, let's fucking do this.
It's that moment in the first of the new trilogy of Tomb Raider where she gets the grenade launcher and she just goes into that place and she just kills everybody.
Yeah.
Is it that level of like awesome?
It's that level of cool. Is it cinematography if it's in the game?
I would say so.
There's the whole like cinematography, the weirdness of it, and how it's the soundtrack. Like that's what makes it like it plays rock music while you're doing it, but like it's proper. Like you feel like a badass, and it's where you're literally using all your powers, and it's so cool, and you feel so badass in that moment. And I was like, this. Before I was like, this is a good game, but I was like, this bit happened. I was like, fucking great game.
That's how easy it is to win your approval in a game.
No, but like,
just that one.
It was
segment.
the one thing the game was lacking was one of those moments, and I was like, this moment is sick, and I loved it.
Do you like the main character? Do you think she's a good
she's interesting
character?
enough. Yeah, I mean, she's not boring. She's not. She makes like funny quips in her mind about people that obviously only you can hear.
Yeah.
But like, she's pretty cool.
Is she well written?
Yeah,
or is she quite a flat character?
She's well written.
I haven't really heard anyone talk about her, and I just wondered if
because it's a game very much more about the systems and the gameplay,
Yeah.
and the world. But she's fine. Like, she's not amazing. Like, there's better characters in video games, obviously, but she's fun. She's pretty fun. I enjoyed being her. Yeah. And even the NPCs, they're pretty cool as well.
Yeah.
There's some ones that stand out, and they're pretty funny. But yeah, I really enjoyed the game.
What would be your score out of 10 for it?
Oh, I don't like giving scores.
Well, you've been saying for the rest of the year that your game of the year so far is Resident Evil 2 Remake.
It's not
this
better than that.
No.
Oh, it's so close. I don't think it is.
I'm very shocked that Chris said this because I've been trying to get. We like are coming up on 9 years of knowing each other, and I've been trying to make Chris play. I'm like, you need to play Resident Evil. They're amazing. Number 4 is the best game ever. Blah blah blah. And he never really got into it. And then he played number 2, and he's like, "This is my game of the year." And I was like,
"Yeah,
what's going on?"
That's how good it was.
It is
just,
very good.
Like, that got me into it, and I want to play more, but I'm waiting for the remakes of them instead. Because then I won't be... Because I feel like some people were, like, slightly disappointed if they play the old one, whereas I don't want that anymore. I don't want that to happen to me.
It was very good, and I think what they changed had to be changed, and it had to be changed for the better, and it had to be changed with where the story's going there. But it's never going to be that when you played the original for the first time. It's never going to be that.
No, you got nostalgia for it as well, but like, it's never going to be what you remembered necessarily. Close, but not what you remembered.
Oh, while we're on the subject of Resident Evil, so you don't just taking a step back. So you still think Resident Evil 2 is the game
at the moment, but that could change.
Yeah.
At the moment, my top 3 games of the year are Resident Evil 2, Control, Outer Wilds. And that's my top 3 at the moment. That could change with some of the games I'm playing now, which I'll talk about in a bit. That could change with some games that are coming out in the future.
We shall see.
But we'll see.
Yeah, so a new Resident Evil game's been leaked.
No, it's
and now
announced
essentially
It's announced.
Yeah, but it got leaked, and it's just to build hype. I truly believe all this stuff. Like most of the time when a game leaks, it's like no, they did it. So they.
No, I don't know, because it was being tested. That's what makes me think it actually legitimately leaked.
Maybe.
And someone's playing it somewhere.
I was so hyped when they were like, "Oh, people are going to get asked to test a new Resident game," and I was like, "Oh yeah!" And then it's basically Outbreak.
No, it's not. I don't see. Everyone's saying it's basically Outbreak, but in my opinion, it's very different to Outbreak.
Yeah.
Characters, having unknown characters. Yes, it's like Outbreak in that respect. But the way I see it, it's a Dead by Daylight Resident Evil, and I don't see that as a bad thing.
So. You need to explain first before you give these.
Yeah.
You can't just say this and be like, yes,
well, people know what Dead by Daylight is, then. They know this.
4 survivors.
5?
It's 4. It's 2 girls and 2 boys, isn't it? And then the 5th person is the mastermind.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
4 survivors. All have a different skill, like Outbreak. If you're old enough to be that.
I know a few of the skills.
Would you like to?
The Jock guy has better melee skills. I was going to say punching skills, but it's also with bats and stuff. One can set traps. One can hack like security cameras and stuff, which have a big play in the game from the other side.
Cool.
And I can't remember what the other girl does.
I'm not going to lie, when I found out it wasn't a number, I fully checked out. But I do know what I've heard, like, in the circles that I'm moving. So then the other person plays as this person called the Mastermind, and they're the one who basically sets up the whole thing. Basically, this is Saw in the Resident Evil universe.
Yeah.
So the Mastermind is John Crane.
Is it? Do we... Not in Saw?
No.
That's John Kramer,
yeah.
It's like, Resident, right?
So the Mastermind character plays that role, and then he sets it all up. The people have to survive, blah, blah, blah.
Do you know who the Mastermind is?
No, I haven't.
Have you seen the trailer?
No, didn't watch the trailer.
Looks very much like Wesker.
Well,
you don't see his face.
Well, see,
but it looks very much like Wesker. Just saying.
This is what I was just about to say. Right? As like, I know it's painful for me to bring up the live action movie for anyone who's a Resident Evil fan. I know that's painful, but in the 5th live action movie, they go. I don't know what it's called. I want to say it's Retribution.
Is that the one on the roof?
No, that's the 4th one.
No, I don't know.
They find out basically Umbrella's got all these testing facilities, and there's one in like Moscow, there's one in like the suburbs of like wherever. So Alice has that little fake house with a fake kid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember this now.
There's one in like Tokyo, blah blah blah. And the reason they have them is they simulate an outbreak, and then they sell the virus to one country, simulate it somewhere else, sell it to others. So like basically they made an arms race. They made a bioweapon arm race in the movie universe, whatever. Now, is that going to be a similar thing to this? Is it like Umbrella testing? That's what. If that's what
I feel like that's the
cool.
basic plot. I don't think it's going to matter much in terms of like. I don't think the game's going to much have a plot in terms. I think that you're doing this. That's you're in this. That's what happens.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be like there's going to be an end to the story because it's a constant online.
Yeah.
It's like Dead by Daylight. Whereas in Dead by Daylight, you go escape from the baddie, whichever one is hunting you down. It's the same with this. However, in this, if you're the mastermind, you don't control a being necessarily. You're like basically controlling the security cameras, which are like weaponized. They've got machine guns and stuff on there. You're controlling. You're setting traps. Just like putting zombies in certain rooms, putting lickers in certain rooms.
That's cool.
Watching them to kind of like fuck them up before they get to like escape or whatever. You can control zombies. You can.
Oh my god! What if it's that dude from number 7? The son who was like Luke. Oh, his name was Lucas.
However, I feel like this is set in times with 2.
Oh, do you think so?
Because it's got. You can be the tyrant. Not that tyrant,
7,
but a tyrant.
7 broke my heart because I'm all about the story. I'm in deep in the story, and then when 7 didn't really have anything much to do with it. I know like there's bits at the end and there's like Easter eggs all put through it. Like I know that. I'm hardcore. I know these Easter eggs. But and then when this wasn't 8 or this wasn't 1 with other like the people I come to know and love, I kind of just like I'm like
you're out.
I don't want it to end.
But yeah, you can control
That
basically
does sound
Mr.
good.
X.
That does sound good.
And
but
run in and fuck them up.
are you sure it's Mr. X? Are you sure it's not a different one?
I don't think it's Mr. X. I think it's a different one of Mr. X.
But it's
the
definitely
same
a tyrant.
Tyrant, yeah.
Okay.
He's got the coat. He's got the hat.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a tyrant then, yeah.
You can go in and control one of them and hunt them down yourself.
That's pretty
Basically,
cool.
you do a
to be
fan
fair.
else. I'll do this myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's
Okay.
is
Maybe
Dead
I
by
will watch the
Daylight.
trailer then, because
Well,
that does
yeah,
sound
watch
good.
the trailer, but like we as Xbox insiders, we get to play it early as well.
Oh, no, that's fair.
I don't know when. I can't remember when it is, but soon. Apparently, I forgot that we were Xbox
I'll
insiders
be
until they
playing
mentioned
it.
that.
I'll be playing it crying like, why can't I play this?
But like, this is like a very much a side project, and
Yeah.
with the success of Dead by Daylight, with the success of the Friday the 13th game, the Predator one coming soon,
Yeah.
to some extent, Evolve setting that all up.
I like that game.
but just not doing it well.
Yeah.
Apparently, like
I liked it. I enjoyed it.
those work. They're called asymmetrical games, I believe. I don't know why they're called that, but I think that's what they're called. Just tell me if I'm wrong in the comments.
I'm sure they will.
I'm sure they will. But where it's like a one versus so many.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're very popular at the moment,
They
so
sound pretty cool.
I can see it working. However, I don't know if I see it lasting unless they're adding more enemies.
They should add the actual survivors from actual Chris, Jill.
No, because
Leon.
then they'll be like, oh, but this is still canon. Then it's not.
No,
then.
just
Then it
some-
becomes Umbrella fucking. What's it called?
We don't talk about that game.
We don't like that game. We don't want to talk about that. We don't want that in canon.
Just when am I getting a remake of number 4? Not that it needs remaking because it is
No,
perfect.
well,
But if they want to remake it and make it look super
you know
good,
the reason I think they're bringing this out now is because it's something Resident Evil
to tide
you over until 8 or
3.
3 remake or Code Veronica or whatever
I
they're doing
am
next.
very, very shocked that this wasn't. If I
I think
had
it was
to,
remake, yeah.
if I had to, well, when they were like, we need to start testing in September, and I mean, Resident Evil 2 remake came out in January, and Resident Evil 2 and 3 are mostly set in the same place. They've got all the assets. You know what I mean? I was shocked. If I had to put money on it, I would have said it was going to be 3.
I honestly think the reason they're not doing that is they're saving both 8 and that for the next gen consoles.
Maybe.
You think about they're coming out next year, like, why waste a game that people are going to be playing for like a few months, maybe 6 months?
That's
then
true.
Bring it out as a launch title where people could be playing it forever, because you know how people want to keep their games going these days. Maybe not for so much for free remake, but maybe 8 or whatever. I don't know how it would work for them now. But Capcom are doing well, like recently.
They are great, yeah.
I could see a Dead by Daylight game working in the Resident Evil universe.
As
I really
much as 7 wasn't for me, a lot of people loved it, and I can see why people do love it.
I mean, the VR components
yeah, exactly.
blew me away with that. And I hope in a way they do 8 with VR and
optional,
and with third person from 2, because I like both. I like the first person because of the VR, and I like third person. However, like I'll be happy if they just did a VR series from now on within the universe, as well as a third person series within the universe. That way, everyone gets what they want.
That's true.
And there's more Resident Evil games, which they've actually managed to revive that franchise from the days of 5 and 6.
And they need to make.
So you know,
I liked 6.
but you know, no, but like I mean, some people liked it, and you know what? I don't think some of 6 is good.
I liked 6.
And you agree with some of 6 is good. You don't like all of it. Leon's campaign's the best bit, and you know that.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say that.
Yeah, but like, no one likes Chris's campaigns in anything.
I don't.
I mean, I'm not saying no one. Some people will, and fair play to
What
them.
about PS? You deserve that.
But
They're up to something. They'll fix it. They'll get back on
I
track.
definitely think they've brought the Resident Evil franchise back on track with 7 and
To be fair,
remake 2.
before Revelations 2 came out,
Oh,
there was heavy rumours, a lot gaining sort of traction that it was going to be fully rebooted.
Yeah, and I'm
And
glad it's
then
not.
Revelations 2
Kinda
came
half.
out. Revelations 2 came out and people loved
Yeah.
it. So I would say if any game in the franchise saved it, it was Revelations 2.
Yeah. And I think they kind of half rebooted it with 7. But like, I feel like I'm not the biggest Resident Evil fan, so take these words with a pinch of salt. But like, I think if they're going to carry on the mainline characters in any series, it should be the Revelation series. But
well,
yeah.
Chris turned up at the end of 7, and they keep saying that it is definitely Chris,
no, it is.
and it's just,
it is because people have
just
played
the
it.
engine is
Weird.
Why he looked weird, and there's all this new blue umbrella. We're gonna get back on
The
track
engine
with
made
that.
him lose 50 pounds of muscle.
If we're gonna get back on track and we're going back to the umbrella story and whatever, I'm all for it. But 7 to me was too much like nothing to do with what I have come to know.
We can have a whole podcast about this, but I feel like 7 they did how they did because they needed to get new people in as well as please the old fans.
Yeah.
So that's why they did 2 remake as well.
Yeah.
They had that in the works while 7 was still coming out.
Very true.
So like they knew they had everyone,
and
it's done well for them. So fair play. But anyway, back to games we played after the Resident Evil side note. We also played...
I just want you all to know, like, in case you forgot, like, within the last 10 minutes I said it, that I love Resident Evil.
I think they know by now.
That's you with Crash Bandicoot and Jamie with Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, pretty much. Man of Medan. Now, we loved Until Dawn. Like, Until Dawn was a great game.
It was fun.
It was fun. It was cheesy as hell, but still good. Like, it was an entertaining time. And we were looking forward to this Dark Pictures anthology series where they're doing a multitude of different horror genres.
Tropes.
Within the same
American
anthology.
Horror Story video games.
No, because it's not the same cast, at least.
Well, yeah, but it'd probably be better if they the same cast.
No, because I feel like they're all going to link in somewhere.
Maybe.
But basically, you haven't played Until Dawn or any of these. It's like choose your own adventure game. It's like pick the choices of of what they do.
It's an interactive movie.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
You choose whether they
go left, go right.
What they say to people. They're whether you click square at the right time. There's like quick time events to jump over stuff, and if you fuck it up, well, you could end up dead.
Everything you do has a knock-on effect later in the game.
Yeah. It was called the butterfly effect in Until Dawn, but I feel like they can't use that anymore.
Basically, this game is basically the next one of Until Dawn, but because Sony won't play ball, Until Dawn cannot legally be in the series.
So now it's the spiritual successor of Until Dawn.
So yeah,
the story. You've 5 friends. Is it 5? Yeah, it's 5.
There's Iceman, Fliss, Iceman's sister, Iceman's sister's boyfriend, and his brother. That's 5 people.
5 people. You're on a boat trip. Do some diving, have some fun times, have some beers. As Conrad does a lot, which is Iceman's character. Crack a cold one, as they say.
Crack a cold one with the boys simulator. That's what that game was.
The cheese in this game is unreal.
It is very, very cringy.
And basically, you end up finding a spooky ghost ship, basically. That's crazy, spooky stuff going on.
Mad shit's going on there, basically.
Yeah. And well, I'm not going to spoil the story because we've got a gameplay coming up that you might want to watch also, and in case you want to play it yourself or anything like that. But like, the premise of it is you choose where you have control of whether these guys live or die, basically. Pretty much.
But it doesn't always work like that.
No. Sometimes if you want them to die, they don't die. And if you want them to live, they die.
I tried to kill a character in Until Dawn multiple times, and she just kept going. She was a bad bitch. She just kept on trucking. Yeah. So it doesn't always work like that.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you, like in Until Dawn, you think somebody's dead, and then hours later in the game, it'll go back to them. Yeah. So you never know in a game like that until you've exhausted every possible.
I think with this game, in my opinion, it's not as good as Until Dawn.
No.
Until Dawn felt a bit more fleshed out. You feel like you had more time with the characters to get to know them better. Mm-hmm. Actually feel something if they die.
The cast of Until Dawn, there were a lot. Like, it was easier to like and to feel for these characters than these ones in Man of Medan, because a lot of them are not
nice people.
Nice characters, and that's the way it's put across, and maybe that's the intention, but it's hard to feel for these characters when you don't really get to know them. You don't.
No,
really
you don't. You have like
what
because it's the way they're doing. They're making shorter. Like Until Dawn was a good like 15 to 20 hours in the end, where this was more 4 hours, 5 hours.
It wasn't long at all.
I feel like when we played it, we not lost a character, but a character disappeared very early on for us. So I feel like we missed a decent, good, like...
a chunk of the story.
Maybe 20 minutes to an hour of a game. But for us, it was about 4-ish hours.
We were quite shocked how...
short.
Yeah, quickly we got to the end.
Yeah. They did say it was going to be short experiences, which I get, because they're making a lot of these games within a short... Like, they want... The next one's coming out in, like, 6 months later. They want a game, at least one game every 6 months.
But then it's not necessarily that, because in Until Dawn, I think the way it kind of the way you got insights into the characters was how they interacted with each other.
Yeah.
Whereas in this one, everyone's kind of kept separate, aren't they? So you don't really even get that.
Yeah, you don't really get. The only time you get them really all together is on the boat. But even still, like 2 of them go off diving, and then 3 of them are left in the boat, and you're just like, well,
they're not very fleshed out. It's hard to feel for them.
They're very horror tropey type. Here's the jock character. Here's the nerd. Here's the.
To be fair, Fliss, I really liked Fliss, and I really liked the younger brother.
Fliss is the captain of the boat.
Is it Ben, the younger brother with the glasses on? I liked him and I liked Fliss, but I don't know where I got Ben from.
Close.
That's how much
you get to know these characters. I'm not saying it like it was enjoyable when we were playing it. It's not one of those I'd necessarily want to go back and play again. Even though I feel like that's what they want you to do.
Yeah, but Until Dawn, you wanted to do that. You wanted to see what happened. But
I wanted to kill everyone in Until Dawn in my second playthrough.
But in this one, I was I don't feel like I need to go back and play again.
No. You got the curator that's going through, giving you advice, telling you if you're doing well or not.
Well, you can ask him for advice or not.
Yeah,
we never.
We chose not to because I wanted
what
happens. But he's going to be the only one that's going to be ever present across the whole anthology.
So he's deaf, basically.
Yeah, we see it as he's going to be deaf from like in Final Destination. Yeah. They see death turning up every now and then, and just being in every single movie.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's going to be the same. And he's like the storyteller of the thing, telling you what's happening. So the story of the game, we're not going to go into detail about it because obviously spoilers. But not as good as Until Dawn, in my opinion. Like not even as scary, really, in my opinion. Like there was a few jump scares that got me, but I get got by jump scares all the time.
I was petrified to play this game because I'm terrified of the sea. And when we started playing, like if you watch the video, like I can't keep still. I'm like. I'm proper worked up, and it wasn't scary at all to me. You
were more scared at the start of the game, which involved
being on the small boat,
diving into the water. Yeah. Whereas once we got to the big boat,
I was fine. Yeah,
you were fine because you're like
we're not going to go in the sea now
necessarily.
If there was one set purely underwater, I wouldn't even be able to play it. I would not physically be able to play it. Luckily, you took control of the person who goes under the sea.
Yeah,
that would have been me.
We would have swapped.
I would have perished. I couldn't have been able to do it.
I mean, it's one of those where like you sit down, you play it for a night. It's basically a movie night, but with a game being interactive, and it's good time when you're playing it.
Yeah.
I will play the next one. You get a little teaser for the end for the next one.
That was pretty cool. I like the way they dropped that, and the next one looks a lot. It looks more promising to me, personally. Well,
yeah, that's what I'm thinking with these series. Like, you're not going to like every single one of them. And generally, the mechanics of the game, like, they introduce a few new things, like the heartbeat thing, which I think is a lot better than keeping your controller skill. I mean, you can't do that with the Xbox. That's why, because it's across all platforms now. And you can't know how to do that with mouse and keyboard.
Just take hand of
But, like... With Until Dawn, that was a bit finicky because sometimes I feel like I was keeping it still and it wasn't working, and someone still lied. So I feel like with this, you have to click the buttons in
Like with the heart
with the heartbeat that comes up on the screen. Clever.
Yeah.
Works well. Don't think any of them got us, did they?
I failed one at the start because I wasn't watching, but I still got away.
Yeah. Like, so I think it's very forgiving sometimes, like with a few of the quick time events. Like Until Dawn felt a bit more like you miss one, you're dead.
You're dead, yeah.
But this one felt a bit more forgiving.
But with these kind of games, like with any horror film, like people will go and watch like the new It's a good example. People watch the new It film and they're like, it's not even scary. But if you're scared of clowns, that film will be terrifying to you.
Yeah.
So again, with these games, like if what this one happens to be about is what you are petrified of, it will be scary to you.
You were worried it was going to be, but it turned out not to be.
So eventually, one will come along where you're like, oh my god, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
Yeah, like I think
there's 8 planned apparently.
8 as far, maybe 9. I think it is. There's 8 or 9 planned at the moment. 1 every 6 months. It'll be interesting how it goes when it goes to the next consoles, because it will. Whether they graphically update the engine, because the engine's like it didn't look as good as Until Dawn in my opinion, because I think because Until Dawn was made for one console and made to use everything that one console has. Yeah. It looked a lot better, looked a lot sharper. Whereas some of the facial animations in this one were a bit off sometimes, especially with the teeth.
Yeah.
Not terrible, like playable, like better than Telltale's engine was. Like that's not hard though, but like it looks alright. Like just not as. I'm interested to see whether it gets an upgrade or not. I hope it does. But from what I've heard, they've got within their studio got like 4 different teams, each working on a different game. So they're never gonna. So like one has a break, but they're working on a game that's gonna come out a good year and a half later.
Yeah.
So maybe whether it'd be intriguing to see what works in terms of like what they're upgrading a year and a half later compared to the other teams. You know what I mean? And whether they take any feedback from this one into the next one, or not, because it's a different team. But I'm intrigued to see how it goes. But depends on the horror trait that you like, I guess.
Yeah.
That's the big thing with these. I'll play for them all. Why not? One of them's going to get me.
Yeah.
But it depends which it is and what they do.
I think this one was a weak start.
Yeah, they should have started off with
what they thought was the best
idea,
one.
Which maybe it was.
But then that's the thing. If you finish the game and you know what's going on, it's very. I think it's easy to see that while they were making this, they were like, "This is such a good idea.
Yeah.
People are gonna flip when they see this."
Yeah.
And we took the opposite stance on it. We were a bit like, "Oh."
Yeah.
So it depends if you think what the game was about was actually a clever idea and what you take away from it at the end.
You can tell we're dancing around spoilers here, but I agree.
So there you go. Our playthrough is coming up if you want to watch it. It's not very long.
First part's already up. Go give it a watch. Nice little plug there.
While we were getting spooky, we also dabbled in Blair Witch.
Yes, this came onto the Xbox Game Pass.
It's a good job, because if I paid for it, I would have been pretty mad.
The thing is, like, it took a while to get going. That was the problem with that game. Like, you're going through a forest looking for a kid with your doggo, whose name escapes me. I can't remember his name now.
I feel like it's got such a dog name.
It's something to do with a gun.
Right? No, I don't know. Who cares? Just carry on.
Whatever.
There's a doggo there.
And you're going through with a camera, not like Outlast, more just like you're going through with a torch, and then when you find tapes, you use your camera to look at stuff. If you know the Blair Witch, you generally don't tend to see her much, but in this she's got minions, I guess, that are hunting you.
Like tree people.
Basically tree people.
Not like tree beard style people, like weird, like stickman people,
And we think a lot of them look like the things out of Scooby-Doo. The island one.
Yeah.
They look exactly like those monsters, and I can't take them seriously.
Yeah. I said that when we watched the trailer, didn't I? I was like, they're them blooming... I can't even remember what they're called.
Scooby-Doo monsters. The ones that Scrappy Doo's friends with.
They take people's souls and they make them into... I can't remember.
But either way, like... get like a creepy vibe at the start, but like there's a lot of walking around.
And it's one of those
Nothing's
games where
happening.
like you're spinning around and you see a tree and you're like, oh my god, it's the witch.
Yeah, it just turned out to be a tree.
Yeah. well, not the witch, because the witch is huge.
Yeah,
but like you think you see something.
Yeah.
And then you turn around and it's just a tree.
Reminds me a lot of Slender Man.
Yeah.
When we were playing it, where you could be going around, nothing happening for ages, and then all of a sudden there's stuff around you. The story elements, you're a guy he's got some issues.
Yeah.
And there's some psychological stuff going on with the magic of the forest, I guess, like that's making you feel, heightening it a bit more.
But then is it?
Or is it just his
is it
psychological?
genuinely just PTSD?
Yeah.
We haven't finished
the
so
game.
We
We've streamed it, which you can go watch on the channel. We streamed about half of the game from what I've heard.
Yeah.
It really actually started getting interesting as we got closer to the end of the stream.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. I mean, it took me a while to get used to the dog controls because the dog was not doing what I wanted to do at the start of the game. But once you get used to it...
Bullet. The dog's name.
Bullet. I knew it was something to do with guns. Once you get used to it, it's a lot easier to... Once you know what you're doing.
I feel like the mechanics of the game is one of those where they just put you in, they don't tell you what to do.
Yeah.
Because they think it's more spooky, but in reality it's annoying because you're just walking around and you're wasting time. Yeah. So I don't feel like it's executed the best way it could be. But where we got to, the story was getting really interesting.
I did find that every time I felt like I was getting lost, I came across something that helped me get back to where I was supposed to be. Like, there's one point where I remember Rob was watching and he was just trying to just walk. And I was like, right. So I just walked and I came across something that just happened to get, like, was a story element. I was like, okay then. So I feel like maybe...
Walk till something spooky happens is what me and
Rob were
telling you.
And that generally it happened.
Yeah.
And it worked. But the story, like we said, the story got interesting more towards the end of the stream, which, I mean, we're going to stream it again and finish the game. So
we'll finish that off in
that'll
one
be
more
a lot
stream.
better. Oh yeah, because like 2 hours apparently. It's not very long.
No.
But that's not a bad thing. I mean, it's free at the end of the day on Game Pass for us, and it's a cheaper game, I believe, on its own.
How much does it reckon?
I don't think it's more than 20 quid.
I wouldn't pay no more than £10 for that game.
No,
personally.
but then again, we haven't finished it yet. It might get a lot better.
Yeah, but if there's only 2 more hours left.
Yeah, the
and
average playthrough is about 4 hours.
What we've played so far didn't really impress me
but
that
it's
much.
made by people that make Layers of Fear, and they do a lot of psychological horror, especially with Layers of Fear 2, which is apparently amazing. I haven't played that yet. But, so, psychologically, you can tell, like, especially with when you lose the dog.
Yeah.
And the screen starts to go blurry, because he's got issues when he loses the dog.
He's like his emotional support companion.
And he can't handle it, and he loses the dog, and you can tell it's getting to him, and he's struggling, and he actually puts it across quite well, I think.
Yeah.
And you don't really fight the enemies.
You just
really.
put the light on them.
You put the light. The dog's a very big mechanic in this game. The dog will tell you where these enemies are because you can't really see them because they're that fast. But the dog will bark in a certain area. You put your light on them, and you'll find the enemies, and they'll either burn or run away. I don't know what actually happens to them with the light, but they don't like it.
They don't like the light.
But yeah, that's really like that's not much to say about it at the moment. It's one of them where it's like maybe if you've got it on Game Pass, worth giving it a go for a spooky experience one night. You could probably get it through one night if you've got 4 hours to spare. But hopefully it gets a lot better for us. But yeah, I'm intrigued by it. Like, for what I played, I'll probably enjoy it, like, overall. And yeah, not much to say about it.
No.
It's one of those short, go experience it yourself kind of games.
It's not my cup of tea. So.
No, I like a decent length horror game with a story. That's my kind of horror game, and this doesn't really seem to have much of that. But maybe
I think this story will have a good ending, but just not. I don't know. It's not for me. I wouldn't go mad on it. I wouldn't say it's impressive.
Not like Outlast.
No.
Or anything like that. It's not as on that level, I don't think.
No.
Moving on from that, and Kate have been playing Greedfall, which is a new RPG by an indie studio called Spiders. Now, we have kind of contrasting views on this game. Like, I'm really enjoying it, and
I've fallen off of it.
Kate's fallen. She was enjoying it.
I was enjoying it. Now, like, this studio, apparently there's like 20 people.
I double checked today on their website. It says 20 plus, so I imagine not many more than 20 if they're saying 20
no
plus.
No matter what, right, the point still stands. For that little people to make a game as polished and as well
polished,
it doesn't look the best.
And there is
it's
glitches and errors in it.
See, I haven't come across any glitches. But like,
as well put together, I'd say.
It's a those AAA games that have come out that have been
in worse states,
appalling compared to the state of this game.
Yeah.
So, not taken away from that, it's a old school RPG that just, for me personally, happens to focus on the elements of an RPG that are not particularly my favourite parts and
like
ignore. So, like, you know, all the crafting and all that. Yeah, it's fine. Not really fussed by it. My favourite parts of RPGs, I love the character interactions, I like the relationships, blah blah blah. I like the social sides of it and things like that. It's very lacking in that. The companions are very bland. You only have like 3 conversations with them, and it's not for me. I will probably carry on. I'll play little bits.
How many hours did you say you've played?
Probably. How much do you reckon you've played?
Around about 25-ish.
I reckon probably like between 8 and 10.
Okay.
But I'm a faffer. Like I
you go and do every single bloody side mission, same.
I have to do all the side missions. I have to look everywhere. I have to like do all this stuff. And the side missions are like, none of the side missions are irrelevant, which I think is amazing. All the side missions link back to either the main mission in some way, or they link to each other. And they seem
to make a difference with the relate, because the big thing, what Greedfall is you're political. a diplomat for your house, your country, so to speak. You go into this new island called Theyve, where
New Serene, as your people are trying to call it.
No, New Serene's your old area Serene. You go into Theyve, which you want to call New Serene.
So basically, if you're old and you've seen Pocahontas, or if you're young and you've seen Avatar, that is this game.
It's Pocahontas from John Smith's point of view.
Yeah.
That's the meme going around at the moment, and it's not wrong.
Mm.
You're basically going to this island because there's a sickness with your people, and you've heard that this island's got mystical, magical powers, or like something going on in it that you can possibly find the answer to the cure for your people. Because your mum is very much close to death at the start of the game.
Yes.
So you're going over there. Your cousin is like
dick.
He's a dickhead. Yes, I agree. He's one of the better characters in this game, to be fair, in terms of me being more fleshed out from what I found. He's going there with you.
More like you're going there with him.
He's more like the governor.
He's been sent.
The area
this is meant to be his new land to govern.
Yeah.
But he's very childish.
He's
got daddy issues.
Yes.
Whereas you're more
collected.
You know what's going on. You're smart. You've got the
savvy.
You've got the political mind where he is not. He doesn't.
So you're going as the legate, and he loves throwing his diplomatic status in everywhere. Like, obviously, you choose to do that, and I do because it works.
Yeah. When something's not going your way, there's an option.
Do you not who I am?
Do you not know who I am? Did I not make it clear? And then they're like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry."
I'm sorry, my lord. But basically, you're going there. There's been 5 different factions that are already established on Theyve. There's the science dudes, which that's all they believe in. They believe in science. They don't believe in religion. There's the religious dudes. You can tell. You probably can tell that these two don't get along at all. They're actually at war. Then you've got the Naughts, which are the sailors and the pirates, kind of as well, of the area. Now they don't tend to get involved much in the
Everybody
taking of
else's
tier for D,
business.
but they pretty much help everybody else. Then you've got the Coin Guard, which that's one of your first companions from the Coin Guard, and they're basically the mercenaries and the guards of the area. They'll help out as well. And then you've got the natives. Now the natives are one of the most interesting factions because there's a lot of different clans within that. So like, you say it's 5 factions, but really
there's factions within factions.
There's a lot of factions within the factions, which I think is pretty cool. So when you do missions like side missions or whatever, your influence with these different factions, depending on what you've done or what's happening, will either go up or go down. And at the moment, I've not pissed off anyone yet. I've pissed off one person, but like that hasn't really had much of an effect on the status for the whole faction. But do
you get a party member from each faction? That's what I thought it felt like it was going.
Yes.
But I've only got 3.
And I think you do. I'm missing one, and I imagine she's from the science place. I know she's a she because I've seen her. But I imagine she's from the science place, but possibly not. So you've got a native one. I can't remember her name now.
I've got her, but I don't know her name. I've never taken her anywhere.
Yeah. You have to do a story mission to get her to basically be activated in terms of conversations. That's what I'm saying. Like what you were saying, I agree with that. Like some of the companions that you get, I mean, they're interesting, but like once you've had that conversation with them, until you've got so far in the story, their other conversational options don't activate.
But like that's the same in essence as Dragon Age and Mass Effect, but they're just like you know, you do a main mission, people have got new things to talk to you about, but these guys, they're very much like they're like, oh, I'm this person and I do this and this is my backstory, and then that's it. There's no more
until you do a few main missions.
No, but they don't seem very 3-dimensional. They're very sort of flat characters, I feel.
They don't have much to say.
That's what I'm saying. And
they don't talk with each other and you within.
Yeah, but not much, and
missions.
it's not.
And it really depends who you have with you.
This is my hang up because I play a lot of these kind of games, and
comparing them to like the Bioware games and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Because I love those games so much. I can't help but every RPG I play, I think, well, you know, in Dragon Age or Mass Effect, this is just better. And it's not that it's not good, because it is, and I like a lot of the components of it. But my favourite components, which are the building up the relationships, getting to know the characters, is severely lacking.
Yeah.
It's basically non-existent.
It does get, as you get further in the game, because you're doing a lot of side missions, that really doesn't really
help.
It feels for me when I was playing, while I was doing the side missions, they didn't really have much to say. They said stuff within the side missions, like as you're walking around, or they pipe in the conversation every now and then when you're talking to someone else. But when you just go and talk to them, when you talk to them, their conversation options were the same as before, until you've done a story mission that's activated more with what to say. But you can't, like in Mass Effect, when you go and talk to like Garrus, you can have a conversation with him for ages and then come back and then have a different conversation with him. I agree that doesn't feel like as much dialogue with you and the companions. They could have been a bit more fleshed out. Yeah. They have their role in the story.
They don't really seem to have rapport with each other. Like, yeah, they'll talk to each other, and you've got that faction element of like this faction or that faction, but they don't tend to like. It's not as people. It's not as two separate people. It's as two factions talking to each other.
Yeah, they do feel like they have the views of their own factions. Yeah. I mean, the two I have taken around with me the most at the moment are Kurt, which is your Coin Guard Master of Arms dude.
And this guy has looked after you since you were a child.
Yeah, he doesn't have much to say.
And he still doesn't want to talk to you. He's like, it's my job to keep you alive. I have spent my life making sure you were safe. Yeah. It's like, do you have a family? It's none of your business. Alright then.
And I take him and Vasco around me quite a lot.
Me too, because Vasco's pretty, that's why I take him places.
But those two tend to get on well They talk a lot, but when I've been taking Vasco and I think it's Iora, the native around, they don't really talk much. But I feel like depending on what characters you're taking with you, they'll talk. Now, if I take Petrus and Iora, Petrus is the religious dude.
Oh my god.
And the native around, that gets a bit heated sometimes.
They argue,
They don't like each other. They argue about stuff. They have very different views. That's interesting. Now, there's a certain mission where I was going around and I was searching this guy's house for demonic stuff because he was doing some kind of ritual that the religious house was they're worshipping the devil. And the natives are they're just talking to the spirits.
American Horror Story Apocalypse.
and I'm just I'm going around the house and he's like, oh, that mask, that's a devil mask, that is. And she's like, well, actually, I think you're fine. So it's kind of
according to the encyclopedia.
But they've got their own kind of dialogue going behind you, which is pretty cool.
But then, do you not agree it's faction based, not people based? They are literally their faction personified. Mostly,
yeah.
So Meryl from Dragon Age is a good example of this. She's a Danish elf, but she and all her clan are you can't use the illusion, it's blood magic, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, and she's like, well, I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People have attachments all the Cullen and Alice are Templars, but they're not so much Cullen Wood. Brusher, forget him, he was a bad example. You know what I mean? They don't necessarily hate mages. Alistair doesn't necessarily hate mages. But these guys, they're just literally their faction's opinions with a face.
Yeah.
And that's a bit lazy.
No, yeah, they can be. Sometimes they do behave in their own factions.
But then again, we're saying all this, but at the heart of it, we're comparing a studio that's with this what they've done for how little people they have
for an
is amazing.
indie studio of 20
plus is amazing.
Plus, which I feel if it was more than 30, it would be 30 plus.
Yeah.
So say 25 people at the most.
It's very, very good.
What they've built in terms of this RPG and the world. I mean, the world of this RPG is really interesting.
Yeah.
The whole, and when you're doing the story missions, when you get into the cutscenes and stuff, the characters, not necessarily your companions, but just generally the people in the world, it's really interesting. And that's what's got me hooked.
Yeah.
Once I started doing, I was the same as you, doing a lot of side missions. Once I started doing the main missions as well, it got me hooked a hell of a lot more.
Yeah.
Especially when there's a scene very early on in the game when you go into the religious area, and there's you find out there's like I said before, there's factions within factions, and there's a really bad side to them that are forcibly trying to convert natives to their religion. And then there's the more passive side of them, which are they're religious but they're not.
They're not going to force it on other people.
They allow people to have other views, but there's wars within factions and stuff like that. That's why the political side of this game is amazing, and I feel the political side of this game and factions and all that does it a lot better than some other RPGs.
Jake said if Dragon Age Inquisition had the political system that Greedfall had, it would have been amazing.
I feel Dragon Age Inquisition tried to do that kind of thing but didn't really pull it off, whereas the political side and faction side of this, it pulls it off.
The trouble with Dragon Age, not trouble, depending on,
I mean, Dragon Age is
not the trouble, but it always boils down really to the mages versus the Templars.
Yeah, and I feel this eventually will boil down to natives versus everyone else.
Yeah.
And I feel I'm friends with everyone at the moment, but I'm gonna have to choose which one to do, and the way I know how I'm gonna do it, because the way I see it, I'm there for one reason.
Find the cure.
Find that cure, which everyone gives me that option. I'm doing.
Yeah.
That's hard. I might lose friends in the process, but I feel there's. I've never felt a quest be irrelevant and not needed. There's
no fetch quests. There's no stupid things like that.
Yeah.
Every quest either pays off on another quest later or is directly linked to the story. There'll be people who you'll have a quest and you'll need something from them, and they'll be like, okay, I'll do that, but you got to do this for me first. So obviously you do their quest and then you can carry on with the quest you got. That kind of stuff's interesting. That's a very good system because you're not wasting your own time.
I haven't felt bored.
No.
Gameplay wise, combat I enjoy once I got used to it. Like, it's a bit weird to get used to at the start because you got to do blocks and dodges and all that. It's like, it's more involved than this type. Remember Dragon Age Origins where you were just pressing a button and then you were just stabbing constantly. Feels a lot more involved. There is the pause bit where you can kind of like
tactical cam,
but it's less involved. Like, you know, remember you can do that in Dragon Age where you can get your party to do other stuff as well. You have no control over them or what they do.
See, I think
that's lacking.
Bit,
I agree.
Because I thought again, like I'm brainwashed. I thought you could, in Dragon Age, you could be like, I want this character to be a tank. I want this mage to heal when I'm at this level of health. I thought that game could benefit from that.
Yeah, I agree.
System.
You can change their armor and you can change what they have and the weapons and make them stronger. In that sense, you can't level them up.
No.
Which I feel like it could benefit from. But like, again, 20 people, they've had a decent amount of time in budget constraints as well. Like, what they've made is pretty good, and they've been bought now by a bigger studio. So hopefully a Greedfall 2 happens and they can make it a lot more, because this is their first real. I mean, they've had Bound by Flame, they've had Technomancer, which have cult followings, but this is feel like is their biggest success so far in terms of like it's reviewed
the mainstream,
super well. Apart from GameSpot, which is the only person that gave them a 5 out of 10.
I did enjoy Bound by Flame, I have to say.
Yeah.
I did like that game. I didn't know that these are the same
people.
I did like that game.
But basically, it's reviewed really well. It's sold really well. People are really enjoying it, and it's got a cult following again. But like, just the general consensus is it's a good game. And I feel like they've got to, unless the end of the game stops them from doing a second one due to story or whatever. I feel like they will do either a second one or they'll do another RPG, but just it'll be take what the good things from this game and add onto it more and stuff. Really, the things that are lacking for me, the gameplay, like the running around, I feel like you need a horse sometimes or something. Another method of transport that isn't this, like literally running like Tom Cruise.
The controller layout is not a good layout.
No.
I don't think, like running, you have to press A.
I'd rather stick in the stick.
Yeah.
Well, that's duck.
Then if you're running in a straight line, fair enough, but when you've got to turn the camera, it just, you have to stop pressing A to turn the camera, and then it's just there's no point in, like, most of the time if you're in the smaller cities where there's lots of twists and turns, there's no point in running. You might as well just walk.
But like, I feel like the running isn't that much different from the
walking,
the fast walking. You know, you get the
power
middle
walking.
bit. Yeah, it's not that much difference. So
you got a power walk over there. I like it how there's like you go somewhere and they'll be like, can't go in there. Not allowed to go in there, bro. It's super top secret. You can't come in. And then one of your people will be like, if you just put this coat on, we'll walk in. And you put the coat on, and you just walk straight past the guards. But your people coming with you, people coming with you, and they're not even dressed up. And you've got a big, massive mark on your face because you've got like the sickness as well. So you've got this huge mark on your face.
They got a beard.
And people don't even like. They don't even. That is stupid. That is not.
It's like, a clever way, but because of like, I feel like if they didn't have the money constraints, they could have done it, put it across a lot better. Like, you could actually have a mask or something.
Or like cover your hair or cover your face.
But
like, it's
because it's like at the start, they're like, if you could
cover your mark.
If you could cover, like, have a different outfit and cover your mark, you might be able to get in. Like, but you don't cover your mark. I do, with my beard's on it. It's fine by me. But like, but that's story element. There's a reason for that mark. But I'm enjoying it, and I think I'm going to play it.
Oh, you know what? I got one last criticism. Everybody refers to me as a he. Most of the time.
That, I believe, is, I think they got, because they're a French studio, I think they got someone to translate it. I think it's been translated real badly.
Maybe.
I think that might be a money constraint also. Like, that costs a lot of money to get that all translated right.
Because you'll walk around and then some people are like, oh, this is blah, blah, blah. He's the... What are we again?
the
legate of blah blah blah, and I'm like, mate, I'm very clearly I'm a girl.
I've had a few of that as well. Like
they called you a girl.
Yeah.
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 Well, then obviously they've got it like.
No, it's a translation error.
Oh,
you can tell, and there's a lot of spelling mistakes and subtitles.
Yeah, the subtitles
like
are hilarious.
some of them are pretty funny.
Yeah.
But like that kind of thing, you can tell they made this game on a budget.
Yeah, that sort of stuff. It's like the subtitle bits is not really.
Oh yeah, I can let that slide. Don't bother me as long as I know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of the time, like it comes up with the subtitle. Well, I get why, but like, it comes up with lieutenant, but they say lieutenant.
That's how it's.
No, it's not. It's a completely different word.
Oh,
but
is it?
because of where it's like not set, but like whoever translated it, because when lieutenant is the same rank as lieutenant, I think it's just come across as that. But like, it's weird that comes up. Like,
I don't know.
It's just very strange, like some of the translation in it, but it's like a Japanese translated game, but not.
Yeah.
But in a different one.
They need to fix their he's and she's though.
Yeah, I don't feel like that will be fixed with a patch though. I feel like that will just come in the next game, but
yeah,
you can see that just like you can just ignore that.
It's just annoying.
Yeah,
I'm a lady.
But I mean, 20 people.
Yeah, to be fair.
That's the thing. I can. If this was a AAA game, I'd have more issues with some of these things.
Yeah.
But because I'm playing it, I'm like, this is made by 20 people, and generally just gameplay wise and mission wise, I'm having as much fun as I would having playing a old BioWare game in terms of mission enjoyable and story enjoyment. I can let these little gameplay
transgressions go,
errors and glitches and translation errors go. Like the only thing I like that really bothers me is the companions, but they do get better as the game goes on.
Yeah.
When you do the story missions, but running around everywhere just takes ages. It's very easy to think of the things that are wrong with the game, but like when you think about it in retrospect of who made that and how many people made it, it's a very well put together game. Mostly.
Yeah, I will go back to it. I just got distracted by other games, but I will go back to it. I will finish it because, like I say, I was enjoying the story side of it. But I just kind of fell off of it because I got distracted.
I feel like I'd recommend it to people who miss the old BioWare. Because really, lately, you haven't had an RPG up BioWare for a while now. And if you're missing that and you just kind of want to scratch that itch, try it out, see if it's for you. I think it probably will be. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and I want to play it till it's finished. But it's about 60 hours apparently.
Oh, so fun.
I'm about 25.
You got a long way to
Getting there. Getting there though. But I'm enjoying it though, so it's like the story's interesting, so that's good, and I'm going to keep playing it. You've been playing Final Fantasy VIII Remake. Thoughts?
I love it. I've always loved the game, so really I can't give you like it's the same amazing game, just graphically improved. They didn't change the soundtrack, they didn't add voiced dialogue.
Is it literally just in HD? Or is it graphically improved? Like in terms of the graphics?
Well, they have faces now. Not just like
so they're not like polygons.
Not just like weird
globs.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. I was so hyped. So I can't I love it. I can't really tell you any more than that. Same game, just looks a lot better.
Do you reckon they'll ever give it the Final Fantasy VII Remake treatment?
I don't think. I would love them to, but I don't think so. But I'm just happy that I can play on my PlayStation 4.
That got a new trailer. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yes.
Looks good. I've never been interested in a Final Fantasy game. I'm like, I feel like Final Fantasy VII Remake will be my Resident Evil 2 remake. Like, that'll get me into the series. I tried 15.
15's amazing game.
Like, I don't know. It didn't click with me. I like some of the systems, but it just didn't click. And it was very long. And I didn't have time.
I love 15. 15 is my second favourite after number 8.
Okay.
Controversial opinions, I know.
I don't even know if that's controversial, is it?
Yeah.
This is how out of touch with Final Fantasy I am. I don't know if that's controversial.
I played 7. I like 7, but I like 8 a lot more than 7.
Are you going to play 7 remake?
Yes, I'm going to play that.
Are you hyped for it?
It looks so good. It looks so good. I'm very excited for it. I'm hyped for it. Everyone looks so good. They showed some of the Turks in the new trailer. I want to see Vincent though. That's what I'm waiting for.
Will you see him in the first one?
Hope so. Oh, I don't know. I just want to see.
Like, it says it's going to go till
they leave
the fall
city.
of Midgard, is what I'm hearing. So, how far in the old game is that?
Not very far at all, to be honest, no.
Is that a good thing though? Because they're adding story elements into it,
yeah.
and you can tell that by the trailers.
The thing about Final Fantasy VII is it's held in such high esteem. Like, people love that game.
Oh yeah, I know.
People, like, adore that game. So, it's got to be good because...
I reckon it will be. Oh, it looks good.
I think it will. But then you're always going to have those people like who think it should be exactly the same as the original, which obviously it isn't.
Didn't they release a thing that they said they're gonna have a mode where you can play it like fighting style like the original?
Probably. I mean, you can. You mean like?
Yeah, they announced something like you can play it that turn-based style.
Turn-based, yeah. Well,
without all the normal combat. Because there's 2 options in the game currently.
The Pokemon style one they put out on PlayStation 4. Where you're the 2...
Final Fantasy World.
World of Final Fantasy, is it?
Yeah.
Where you collect the monsters.
World something, yeah.
That, you can play that. Old school turn-based. That's how I played it.
Yeah.
Because I'm
you can play it like real time as well.
I don't know, because I just put it straight on there.
I'm glad that they're making it real time though as well, because that helps me. I'm not a turn-based kind of guy necessarily. I mean, I like that you can choose both. That's a good idea. I might try both.
This is the level of, like, scrub I am. I got Final Fantasy 8. I got out into the world, and the first thing I did was go and farm drawing magic for each of my characters. And I literally spent like an hour going around collecting all, like 100 of each magic that I could. So, like, yeah, I've got no problem with turn-based. Like, I'll play that all day long. So it's what you'd, like, what you were not brought up on, but, like, I used to play it like that. It's no problem
I used to
for
play
me to play it like
game.
that.
I just prefer real-time combat.
We'll see. We'll see when it comes out. A lot of Final Fantasy hype at the minute.
Yeah. Hopefully it actually comes out on the date that they've said.
Well, we'll see. When it's like Kingdom Hearts 3. The day I had it in my PlayStation ready to go was when I actually believed that it was happening.
And then you were disappointed.
Yes.
You've also been playing Plants vs Zombies
Founders Edition.
What is it now? Plants vs Zombies
Battle for Neighbourville.
Battle for Neighbourville.
I got the Founders Edition. Basically, you're paying to be a beta tester.
Pretty much.
But
it's very much...
That's fine by me, because I love Plants vs Zombies.
But the good thing, the reason we got it early was because, for me at least, it was $24.99, whereas I wait until it comes out. It's like a 50 quid game, and I'm like, well, I could just buy it now and not play it even if I didn't play it, I'd still get it cheaper. So, yeah.
There is, I think it's going to the end of the month, and then the Founders Edition is coming off of the store till the game actually drops.
Yes, it is.
There's gifts that they've been giving out every week, obviously. By the time this comes out, it will be in the last week, so you'll have missed 3 gifts. But then there've been nothing amazing.
Nothing like
that you would
need necessarily.
Everything's cosmetic.
It's all cosmetic.
It's very unbalanced towards the zombies, I would say.
Yeah, currently, yeah.
Not now. I've upped my plant. I'm playing as the nightcap.
Your plant. That's one of the new ones.
The mushroom.
Mushroom boy.
I went in as a sunflower into the multiplayer because I always played the sunflower. I was the only sunflower. I was the only healer. I was getting constantly stomped by the zombies. Like, literally, I would come out stomped. And it seems like the zombies will turn around and one-shot a plant. Whereas you can be, like, firing at a zombie for ages and ages and ages. You don't feel like you're doing any damage on them.
Yeah.
And then I played a match where I had to play as the zombies. I hate playing as zombies. Normally I try and switch, but I couldn't switch. because it was full. And I played as a zombie that I'd never played as before, that had no level up, that had nothing, none of the abilities attached. And I got, like, ridiculous amount of kills. So that, to me, is...
What zombie did you play as?
The superhero?
Oh, yeah, okay.
I don't know their names. So, like I said, I don't play the zombies. I always play the plants. So that's what I'm saying. Like, now I've got my mushroom souped up. I've promoted them multiple times. I've got all the sort of abilities attached that to fit my playstyle. Like, I can do some serious damage. But if you're going on base characters, no leveled up, no attachments, it's so biased towards zombies.
Whereas I feel like in the old game, it's biased towards the plants. Maybe they've tried to fix it, but too much.
Maybe.
I feel like, at least now, because they brought out this early access version, maybe they can fix it by the time the game comes out.
That's obviously what the point of it is to get feedback to fix it.
Well, I imagine I can say this now. I played the alpha before this.
No, they're gonna like bust through your window and like slap you around.
Famous edition's out now.
They're
It's
gonna
the
send
same
the
thing.
cops round.
And I enjoyed it, like, but it's very much the same.
Yeah.
Isn't a bad thing necessarily, but it's very much the same of the others, but graphically enhanced a little bit more.
They're adding. They've added like a hub world.
Well, yeah.
Which is the Neighbourville. That the plants are trying to help the humans. The zombies are always trying to take it over. There's a little bit of story going through it. Nothing like mind blowing.
Doesn't feel as substantial story wise as 2 was. 2 had quite a good story from what I remember.
But we've like in the Founders Edition, there's only one place you can go. Because there's another place, and you go up to, I think it's an acorn, and he says, "Oh, it's not ready yet. Come back later." So
so maybe there's more story and more stuff to do.
There's collectibles to find in the hub, which I like because I love doing stuff like that. Yeah. I have been round and I'm like sweeping the map.
Scummed the place.
I've almost got them all. I've almost found them all. I love stuff like that. They've added some new modes. That's the right word. Modes for the multiplayer. I haven't played them yet because I've been playing.
They've slowly been unlocking these modes as the weeks go on or the days go on. I've played the control point mode with you.
I don't like that one.
Wasn't a fan, but then again, I did get wrecked. But I mean, you gotta think about it. The people that are playing the early access are going to be the hardcore Plant vs Zombies people. Maybe
that's what I've done. I've been leveling up my nightcap and my sunflower, so that when the game actually launches, I will have them at top. Like, they will be promoted to hell. They will have everything I need. So that when we actually get, like, a team going, if you guys are doing the damage, I can do the healing.
Yeah.
But I've been kind of forced to play nightcap because...
So you can do some damage as
a lot of people are not really, like... It's not really going...
It's more people like free-for-all in it.
Yeah.
I liked... like the open world story bit because you can play co-op, which you never used to be able to before.
What's the rank? What's Sweetie's rank? Is she a lieutenant?
Whatever.
Captain?
The sunflower.
Yeah.
Sweetie.
Yeah, I can't remember her rank.
Colonel Sweetie.
Is it Colonel Sweetie?
Something like that.
She's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And the dialogue.
The humour in this game is so like
millennial.
Memeable.
Yeah.
Like it is just like it's for us.
So funny.
And
the stuff
really
that
good.
she says to you is just hilarious.
Yeah.
When she's like, I like to water myself with the tears of my enemies, and I was just crying. I thought it's because she's so cute and she's so little.
Like, to be fair, all the characters that you speak to like are pretty funny. Like they've all got their own kind of like personalities and stuff. Like there's the really cool corn one where he's got like a bum bag and sunglasses and a hat and like cargo shorts.
And he like speaks like he's trying to be down with the kids, and he's that's rad and all this and that. And then in the hub there's a corn who's emo, and it's got like an emo.
Got a fringe.
It's so good. It's so funny. I can't tell you about the zombies because I don't play the zombies.
Oh, so. I went in there, had world a bit. We did a little like mini game where it was like a dance thing, and you got to get off like they're going to electrocute certain like squares, and you got to get off those squares.
The zombies have got a lot to do with like dancing, haven't they?
Yeah.
Because you got that like the girl on roller skates.
Because they got Disco Stew. It's not named like actually Disco Stew.
There's the disco.
There's the
zombie.
disco. I call it Disco Stew because it looks like Disco Stew.
Yeah,
out of
from
Simpsons.
Simpsons. Yeah.
But yeah, like it's. To be fair, we haven't tried the zombie story yet. Like there is a zombie story.
They unlocked the zombie story on week 2
Yeah.
of the Founders Edition.
But like from what I've played in the alpha and what I've played so far, I'm enjoying it. I'm looking forward to when the game actually comes out where I can play everything and choose what I actually want to play as opposed to being like, this is the thing for this week or whatever. But it's fun. And I've always enjoyed the Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare games. So more of that. Like
I like it. I'm enjoying it.
As long as it doesn't have broken microtransactions in the last few EA games, I'm fine. I mean, Plants vs Zombies was pretty bad for it.
You can buy capsules from the machine, but they will only give you cosmetics. Yeah. I don't know if you can actually buy them with real money. I don't think. Yeah,
that's the only thing. I don't think you can choose what you buy.
No, they work. The capsule machine works like loot crates from Overwatch.
Which I always take issues with the loot crates. I'd rather buy what I want and know what I want. But then again, at the end of the point, that's the you get the XP to get the cosmetics.
Yeah.
So that's the loop they want you to go in because
you can earn cosmetics in the story as well.
Yes, you can.
So it's just what you want. To be fair, like it depends what you play.
Doesn't make a difference to how powerful you are. It's not pay to win or anything like that. So EA have kind of learned their lesson on that.
We'll see.
Hopefully,
we'll see when the actual game drops.
But the interesting thing about this game is they shadow dropped it out of nowhere. I mean, we knew about it ahead of time because of the alpha, but I mean, and it did come out. It leaked. Like the fact that the alpha was going on the invites, they all leaked in the news. But
we knew about it before that, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, but like the fact that it's weird that EA announcing games this year because they've dropped Need for Speed Heat out of nowhere as well.
Good.
Like it's weird that they had an E3 where they showed all their old games and the new Star Wars one, and they were like, "Oh, we're got nothing else." It's like, but you did though, obviously, because like even when they played the alpha of Plants vs Zombies, it felt pretty done.
But do you know what it is though? It's like you want to drop a game at E3 where
everyone else
chances are someone's going to come along with something that's like going to absolutely stomp you, or do you want to drop it then and there and people are all going to get hyped and people are going to be talking about it and want to buy this edition?
There's that, but like you drop it at E3, everyone who should care about that knows. You drop it when they did. I can guarantee there's a lot of gamer friends that we know that don't even know about it.
Because I came out of work and you were like, Plants vs Zombies is out, and I was like, what?
But like, if I hadn't told you that, would you have known? No.
Well, I would have when I actually got home into the internet.
But like, that's the thing. Like, I bet there's a lot of people who
that weren't aware.
Don't know. I bet a lot of parents who buy it for their kids don't even know it exists right now. I mean, yeah, they're not watching E3, but I feel like they don't know about the Founders Edition.
Even if you're not,
it's
like,
weird.
The best thing to do is just buy the Founders Edition.
Yeah, because it's cheaper.
Because do you want to pay like £24 or do you want to wait till it becomes like £50?
Yeah, literally, like it's a no-brainer. If you're into Plants vs Zombies, it's more of that, but with like many different stuff going on. Like there's a lot more modes now and all that, and there's a lot of open world and story and all that. But like,
they've added a lot.
Generally, the gameplay is genuinely the same. Like it's the same. You're shooting with the plants, you're shooting with the zombies. It's the same gameplay loop, and if you like that, then you're gonna like this. It's just more of it, and that's where everyone from the old Plants vs Zombies is gonna migrate over. So you can play on those now with the new servers, and it looks good. It looks a lot better than the last one because I had a quick look because we bought recently Plants vs Zombies 2 for like a $5, and after playing this one, whoa. This is a big graphical difference. It looks so much more polished and shiny.
It does look really good.
And you don't realise, like, they both come out on PS4. And you don't realise how much of a difference between the start of the PS4 and the end of, like, the cycle. And it's like, they've learned a lot more graphic. And I don't think this is on Frostbite Engine, which is interesting because it's an EA game. I could be wrong about that, though. Other than that, I played a bit of Astral Chain on the Switch. Now I don't normally play these type of games, like because It's made by Platinum, people that made original Bayonetta and all that. And Nier 2. What's it called?
Nier
Automata. That one. It is Nier 2, technically. But Nier Automata and all stuff like that. And I'm not really normally that hooked by those games, but I'm playing this and that's really good. You're basically these two cops, special agent cops for a special astral section, and you can use powers from the astral universe.
The astral plane.
Astral plane. That's what I'm going for. And you can bring over
spirits,
beasts. I guess they're kind of like Power Ranger type things.
Megazords.
Sort of. They look like they're not, but they look like them.
They're like
sort of.
Wow.
At least the one I have with the sword does. You can get lions and stuff.
The
flying ones.
Yeah, Voltron's made of lions.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Yeah. But you can get different ones. But you have your own, obviously, the hack and slash powers. Weirdly, you can't jump in this, which is weird for a platinum game, right?
You can jump at all.
I don't think you can.
You're just not found the button.
No, I haven't found the button. I haven't been using it, if I can. But I think you can. But it's not. You've got a baton, a police baton, that you can hit people with, and you're hitting these enemies from the astral plane that have come through.
The lion creatures.
No, the one I'm fighting at the moment is a giant creature with a giant hand who just keeps picking people out and taking them through the astral chain.
Okay.
So I gotta go stop him. It's very. You got your baton, you got a gun. I prefer using the baton because the gun's very weak compared to the baton. But your main weapon in the game is the Astral Beast, where you can bring them through and you have the chain, which is hence why the game's called Astral Chain. That's their leash, and you can release them on them and pull them back. And it's very tactical in terms of they can only last so long, and if they get killed, you can't bring them back for a while. So you got to pull them back, give them weapon damage, take them, put them back in, do more damage. You can wrap the chain around enemies to kind of trap them for a bit, and then go and attack them. You can. It's
the squares on the floor that shows you how far your beast can move and things like that. No.
You can tell by the length of the chain. If they charge at you, you can kind of say they're charging at you. You can put the chain in front of where they are. They run into the chain, and then you throw them back with the chain. It's really cool. Some of the mechanics that you can do with the chain and your beast, and the combos and stuff, they're really, really cool. And it's a very anime style game. Obviously it's a Platinum game, but it's very, very anime tropey, which I like. I'm not a big anime person, but
I was gonna say, how do you know the anime tropes? You've watched one anime.
And that's how, and it's very much like that in terms of over the top, crazy stuff going on. The story's a bit over the top. The characters are over the top.
It's My Hero Academia, by the way. That's the only anime Chris has ever watched.
And Pokemon and Digimon. But
they don't count.
But it's very much. I've watched a bit of Fairy Tail as well, just saying. But it's very much anime style type thing. I feel like you'll love this game.
I need to get around to it.
I think you'll really enjoy it.
I'm playing lots at the moment. I've got too much.
But character-wise, you're playing as.
You choose a sibling.
There's two twins, so you have a boy or a girl. So
Professor.
So you get to choose. You get to actually choose your hairstyle and look and face and everything, which I didn't think you would. I thought you were going to play it as a character, but I've made myself proper emo. I got red eyes. I look really sick. But when you're using your astral powers, your hair goes blue, which is cool.
Is your other sibling still?
Doesn't quite go Super Saiyan
here. Story?
Yes, she's still involved. Your dad's also involved as well as his partners and stuff, and your trainer and stuff like that. I haven't really got that far, but from what I've played so far, I'm really, really enjoying it, and I like the story, and it's over the top. Probably because it's an anime story, it's gonna get to the point where I have no idea what's going on. But the gameplay I like so far, and I've only used one beast, but I've seen other of his trailers, like the flying one and the lion type one. But and you can ride the lion type one as far as I know.
Ooh.
But I'm looking forward to unlocking more beasts and finding out what else I can do.
Pet the beasts?
I don't think you got time, to be honest. Maybe, I don't know. But very early on, you lose control of your first beast, and it gets taken over by the enemy. in the astral plane, and you've got to fight your own beasts. You gain control of yours again, but no one else does. So then that's pretty much as far as I got in the story, and that's like an hour or 2 hours maybe. Not very long into it at all, but I'm intrigued to see where the story's going to go.
That sounds pretty good, to be fair. I will give it a go.
It is very, very cool and very, very... You like these types of games. You like the action slasher like type of things, and I feel like you're going to really love this. I do feel like playing it... I've only ever played it on handheld, on the Switch. It's a Switch exclusive. Sometimes with that, how small that screen is, it's very hard to... A lot going on, and I'm like, what the fuck am I?
Yeah.
What is going on? I want to try it on a big screen, see if that makes any difference, but graphically this game looks great.
Is it all done in anime, like animation?
Yeah, but like...
Or is it... Like,
it's all anime kind of style, but like it looks like really sharp, really good, really nice. Explosions look good, attacks look good, like it looks very well. Is it
like CGI game you're looking, or is it like you're looking at an anime? Or is it a mix of both?
It's a bit of both. Like
like Persona. When you're in the cutscenes, it's an anime. When you're playing the game, it's...
I feel like it more looks like an anime throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
From what I'm remembering, but like it's 3D. You
didn't even know. He's like...
No, but like, you know, like animes are 2D at the end of the day. But like you're walking around 3D, but like you still look like
an
anime character. And it's very good. It's very, very... I'm really enjoying it, and I'm like trying. Like the other day, I had like a choice of playing that Greedfall, and I want to start Gears. I'm waiting for Jamie for Gears. Like we're going to play that together. So next podcast, I'll probably have thoughts on that. But I'm stuck for games to play at the moment. Like I've got loads to play, but I don't know which one to play, and it's bothering me. But I'm leaning towards Greedfall at the moment because I'm really enjoying it, but I want to play more Astral Chain, which we're going to Comic-Con and EGX soon. We're going on trains, plenty of time for Astral Chain, sorry. But other than that, that's pretty much all I've been playing. You've been playing a little bit of Undertale. You've actually been playing your Switch.
I actually played my Switch. My friend messaged me the other night talking about Undertale. Like, she'd watched a lot of people play it. She'd bought it on Steam on a laptop, and she was telling me about it. And I was like, it's on the Switch. I don't even know what possessed me to ask that. And she was like, no, I don't think so. And I Googled it. And it said it was on the Switch, but it didn't have a price. So I got my Switch out to go on the store, and it was like on sale for £7. So I literally just bought it.
Yeah.
And I bought it, and I was like, I'll try it. And me trying it went from me getting to the end of the game within like a day and a bit.
Yeah, it's not a long game, but apparently I've heard it's very, very good.
It's as long as you make it.
Okay.
Because you're a human who falls underground.
Okay.
And this person, Toriel? She's not a person, she's like a
is that spelled like the alpha of your Hobbit?
I can't remember. She tells you how to play the game, so I feel like it's a joke on tutorial.
That's good though.
And she says, you know, she tells you how to play the game. When you fight a monster, you can either actually physically fight and kill them, or you can spare them, which is the pacifist route. That's the route that I've been
talk
playing.
them down?
Because that's how she's like, that's how she tells you should play the game. So that's how I was just playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
My friend Meg knows everything there is to know about this game. So she was saying if you choose the genocide route and you fight the monsters, the bosses get solid and the game becomes a lot harder. So I've been doing the pacifist route. So like you'll come up against an enemy and basically you just talk to them or you do something with them.
It's like the charisma option in Greedfall where you can talk them down.
Sort of. Well, there's this one, I think he's a seahorse.
Huh?
Or something. He's got
Underground?
He's got like a tail, but he's got like a horse's body.
Okay.
And he's super ripped. So how you
It's like a husbando.
How you get to... Mate, if that's what you're into, like, I don't judge. Like any
seahorse.
I don't judge. Live and let live. So the way his name's Aaron. So the way you sort of diffuse the situation with Aaron, if that's what you want to call it, you flex. And then he flexes, and then you flex, and then he flexes, and then you flex, and then he flexes one last time, and he flexes so hard, he pushes himself out of the room. So then the fight ends. And it's little weird things like that.
Is it very comedic, this game?
It's absolutely hilarious. There's other enemies, like, you've got to figure it out. It's a lot by, you can check them, which is kind of like, it tells you...
They reckon.
Yeah. It tells you kind of like a bit about them, and most of the time you can get what they need from that.
Yeah.
To make the name will turn yellow and you can spare them, but sometimes you don't know, and you've just kind of got to like go until you figure it out. And you're a little heart in a box, and you move the heart, and that's how you dodge attacks.
Okay.
So it's kind of like
Is it like a 2D kind of?
What's
situation?
that game?
Resogun.
No. Old. I'm so old, and I played it to death, and I can't remember what it's called. Space Invaders. So like
this Space Invaders.
Yeah, because you shoot upwards and the blocks fall down.
Okay.
Blah blah blah. So like they have attacks and things will move all across the block. Sometimes it's like ridiculous. There's so much going on. It's really hard to tell what's. You just dodge, and if they hit you, you lose health.
Yeah. That's...
And if you die, sometimes like it's ridiculous.
So like, is it like an overhead view, or is it? What's the? Is it 2D?
It's a 2D like platformer kind of thing. It's really funny. It's a good game. The story
is where it's at. Yeah?
Pretty interesting.
Okay.
The story's very interesting actually, and some of the bosses are like Muffet. It's like a spider lady. She's amazing. She's my favourite boss. She's my favourite character from the game. I really I liked her. Like little bit that she was in. She wasn't in it much, but I really liked her. It's a very interesting game. It's not very long either.
How long would you say you've played it for?
Like, it depends how good you are at puzzles as well.
Oh, okay, it's puzzles.
Because I play a lot of puzzles, so it didn't take, like, a lot of the puzzles I looked at, I know what I'm supposed to do. It depends how much puzzle game you play, I suppose. I don't know how long I've been playing. Not long at all.
Okay.
Because I've been playing it sort of like, I played a good chunk of it that night before I went to bed, and then woke up the next morning and then basically like finished it off the next morning.
It's like 4 hours at most.
Next time I'll have a look.
Yeah, you can check on the Switch.
I'll have a look. I'll try and.
Well, do you know what I found the other day? Keep your Switch in standby. Counts that as well.
Does it?
Yeah. Because I've been playing Astral Chain for about 5 days.
Oh my god, no way.
And I'm like, I played like 2 hours, so no, I haven't.
I didn't know that. If I put mine on standby anyway, I always turn mine off.
I need to turn mine off. That's why I did turn it off, because I was like, not having this 5 hours. No, 5 days, not having it.
I would definitely recommend it though, it's pretty cute. And obviously you can play it again and you can do the genocide run.
Genocide.
But the one thing I will say is the controls. Not so much, it's only basically the joystick that I have an issue with. There's 2 bosses, Muffet and the fish lady that everybody cosplays, and I had absolutely no idea she was from Undertale until I saw her, and I was like, oh, it's that thing. You have to use the joystick to dodge attacks with the fish lady. I think she's called Undying or something. I can't remember. And Muffet, you've got to like move up her web and dodge at the same time. And the joystick is just not responsive enough to move up and sideways at the same time for some reason on this game.
Is that just because of the Switch?
It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. I had to lay my Switch flat, use my 2 hands, 2 fingers on the D-pad, and do it at the same time because I just couldn't do it with the stick. And once I did that, I beat her. But trying to use the stick, it just did not work. That's my only criticism of this game.
That's good. That's the only criticism.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's very, very good. So yeah, that's it.
Is that all we've been playing?
I've been binging on Netflix, so that's what I've been doing.
Fair enough. But yeah, that's a lot of
like a month's worth of games.
Literally, I mean, we haven't done the podcast for a while because we've been so busy
playing the games.
Playing the games. Had insomnia, just everything going on at all at the same time. When we both had time off to do the podcast, we all had other stuff to do, unfortunately. But we're trying to get it back on track now with doing it every other week. We'll see how that goes. But hopefully The next one, I'll have thoughts on Gears. More thoughts on possibly the end of Greedfall.
Hopefully I will have like caught up to Greedfall by then.
I know there's... What else is coming? I mean, October is pretty dead for me. Like, there's nothing really that I want.
The Goose Game's out.
Oh yeah, the Goose Game's out. I really want to give that a go. We should do a video on that.
Yeah.
Because that looks amazing. Other than that, I think it's November's the biggest amount of games coming out next. Like, we got Death Stranding, we got...
Fallout in Space.
Oh no, that's at the end of October. But yeah, that'll be probably in the near November.
What's it actually called?
Outer Worlds. I'm going to get confused with that when we come to game of the year. But yeah, then we got Death Stranding, then we got Star Wars. Jedi Fallen Order, which I still think is a stupid name. It's too long. But yeah, that's it. That's a lot of games, all in the space of 2 hours apparently. But yeah, we'll see you next time, and have a good day. Bye.
That was wholesome, Chris. Bye.
If you like that video and want to see more like it, then click this playlist button here. If you happen to want to subscribe to us and check out all our content, then click this amazing sexy button right here. Look how enticing it is. You know you want to click it. And if you're already subscribed to us, well then you are already an awesome human being.